Lone Star Quidditch Club leading over the Lost Boys. Come to a crawl after back-to-back-to-back penalties on plays between these two teams. 50-40. I think I just heard somebody say 20-30, Texas Cavalry leading over the Bosnian Bear Sharks. And another penalty. I think they're going to get Scarfone of Lost Boys for swatting at the bludger. Interesting. Put him in the box there. So 1-1 in terms of the box count right now. Lone Star down a Lost Boys down a chaser. Lone Star is down a beater right now. About to remount and re-engage this play. Wright is up top. Grigori's over to the right-hand side of him, making sure they keep that spacing so the beater can't beat both of them. And she'll actually back off to stand in front of the hoops. So this will be an opportunity to get behind them and make a sharp pass to get possible score. Around the perimeter they go, and a throw almost off pitch. Wright is able to run that down with his kind of speed. The bludger misses, and Wright is still in the play. Jackson is able to get that bludger. Nice throw backwards from Tran. And a score from Lone Star off the right side of that play. Tran was out of the play, and so was the Lost Boys' other beater. 60-40 for Lone Star. And the Lost Boys coming around the perimeter over here. Fernandez, number 6 for Lost Boys, has the quaffle, looks back up top. Driven backwards near mid-pitch. Hopefully he doesn't activate that one reset that he has on his offense. It was something to implement it to prevent teams from trying to slow down the game too much, as Ramirez has the ball up top here. He's looking for an option. The beaters are running around taking out chasers. Eventually they'll have to engage with the other beaters for Lost Boys. Coming around the corner here, Ramirez has got an angle after Wright gets beat, and a shot is taken. It's missed off the top hoop. Back up top they go and turn backwards, and it looks like, they're not going to call Luke Lignellos for that back contact. He is going to release before the penalty is called, and on top of that, Emily's going to come up with a catch in front of the hoops to prevent that shot from going in. Lost Boys at some point is going to have to figure out that Lone Star not going to give up anything easy, so the shot's not going to be very effective. And for the first time today, the madman himself, Craig Garrison, entered the game. Coming around the left-hand side, Grigori gets beat in the back, and he threw that quaffle backwards towards his own teammate, and they're going to say that was an illegal touching of the bludger from a beat player. They're going to re-engage time here and give the ball to Lost Boys. The score remains 60-40 in favor. Still in favor of Lone Star. Allison over here to the left-hand side, coming around the perimeter. Looking back, Allison actually under some beater pressure because the throw ricocheted backwards towards him, and a bad throw from Jackson actually sends him tracking down that ball towards the crowd over there. And a quick throw, and it's intercepted by Emily, and she's going to get beat in the back, and Lone Star will have their transition attack quelled. A catch from Lost Boys, beater up front, and Holeup is going to be beat as well. All 3 bludgers are on the ground, so the game and the score is up for grabs, and looks like Lost Boys is going to get in the scrum. Craig Garrison on top of, I think that's Sorrell for Lost Boys over there. He is getting crushed, and looks like Cody Marshall is back into the game. And yeah, Sorrell is hurt. 3 Lone Star players fell on top of him, tackling him. He's grabbing his left knee. Oh, man, hopefully he's all right here. He's kind of moving it a little bit. Maybe he just cramped up. Michael Duquette going to bring some water out for his teammates, and Molly Linsing going to head over to the scores table for a time check. Sorrell going to be tackled in front of the hoops, and he's going to go down hard. The medical staff coming over to attend to him. And it's going to be a legal tackle. Grigori, Craig Garrison, and Cody Marshall all landing on top of Sorrell in front of his middle hoop over there. So he is down right now being attended to. His teammates going to check on him. And the Lost Boys, the season that they've had has been pretty astounding. They've gone really well this season, 27-2. The Lost Boys, 27-2 overall on the season. Going down a couple of times before arriving here at U.S. Quidditch Cup 12. And with that ranking of 27-2, they are 4th overall in the country, according to the USQ standings. And looking at the 3 teams in front of them, the 2 teams in front of them, the Warriors at 28-3 have been eliminated by the Bosnian Bear Sharks, and Lake Erie Elite have been eliminated by Texas Cavalry. Texas Cavalry ranked 8th so far in these rankings, and Sorrell will get up and walk off the pitch. He's going to flex that leg a little bit. Hopefully he's going to be all right. He's starting to get out into a full stride. Maybe it was just a little bit of pain at the time, and it has quelled over. He looked like he was writhing over there in front of the keeper zone, and he's going to be all right. Hopefully he'll get out here and play, because we've seen the kind of talent that young guy has. Cody Marshall going to get the ball from Grigori inside the keeper zone. A whole new lineup change. Stevie Bell is going to enter the field of play. Becca DuPont, number 33, on the left-hand side. Looks like she's going behind. Holub, the beater for Lone Star, running the play to perfection, waiting for the throw, and the throw not being made until she is even with the opposing beater, and it's taken down. Back over top, and it looks like the Lost Boys are going to run down the quaffle over there and actually force a pass back up top. Lone Star may have a shot at this. Cody Marshall driving in, a floater, and it looks like it went through the middle hoop over there. A perfect catch and throw by Craig Garrison. Score on the middle hoop over there as the Snitch gets ready. And Craig Garrison going to be defending over here on the left wing. Kind of looks like the side that Allison's going to intend to rotate towards, and he will. Now back up top, one of the beaters is going down for Lost Boys. One of the bludgers is already back for them. That looks like that was kicked off pitch, and they're trying to call that. They're trying to call that ball was kicked off, that there's going to be an advantage play, and this ball is probably about to get turned over. Lost Boys head coach Grigori trying to make sure that bludger kicked off pitch is going to be called. And let's see if they're going to give that bludger. I was under the impression that Lost Boys already had bludger control there for a second. And it looks like one of the bludgers is going to be put behind the hoops over there. Lone Star has one. Stevie Bell having a conversation about cutting off the angle if he intends to pursue around the perimeter on the backside of the hoops, making sure that he's ready to go either way, depending upon where Lost Boys chase her out there. And they're actually going to turn the quaffle over. Huh. We do have a bludger kicked off pitch. Bludger control goes to Lone Star. The other bludger is behind the Lost Boys chaser in front of the Lone Star bench. Lone Star in possession. Stevie Bell getting contact with that ball would end the offensive possession. Cody Marshall does not care. He's about to make this run, knowing that all the bludgers are behind him. Spins away from a tackle, cuts back inside, gets to the middle hoop, side steps to the mid, and finishes there. Lone Star taking advantage of every shot that they can possibly get. And pulling away versus Lost Boys here. Lost Boys going to see the beater battle change drastically here as Lone Star has really been getting it up front. Holub is going to run and pick up a loose bludger, and actually Becca DuPont with a steal. She's out in transition. Can she get away from Allison is the question. He reaches for the ball. Becca trying to spin. She gets blocked. Wait, they're going to say it went through before she got blocked, and there's no way to confirm whether or not that ball went through the backside of the hoop. It looked like Allison got the block because the ball did not completely cross the plane of the hoop there. 14:55 until the Snitch. 14:55 in the game time. Just a few minutes away from the Snitch being released.
This is Kevin's.
As I'm trying to get a score check here in a second. Oh, 90-40. Lone Star pulling away as the head coach of the League City Heroes, Philip O'Brien, walks up here. In case you didn't hear, League City Heroes victorious in their U.S. Quidditch Cup debut. High school team out of League City, Texas. Got 2 wins. It's 90-40 up front with Lone Star winning. Lost Boys has not scored in over 3 minutes in this game. A switch of the Bludgers up front and a beat off that one, and now it looks like Allison's going to make a pass off the right side of the hoop, and it's going to be contact made, and a throw on top. Craig Garrison gets a hand on it. Stevie Bell trying to run that one down, and actually the confusion creates the problem there for a second. Cody Marshall comes up with it. Garrison going to sub out. And now McLaren going to sub into this game. McLaren, one of the few Oklahoma Baptist players still running in this game of Quidditch. He's over here on the left-hand side, almost by himself. You'll see that Quaffle come his way, one-handed catch to him, and tries to make a nice pass over the front of the hoops there. And as a matter of fact, it's kicked by a Lost Boys chaser right to his intended target, and he scores that one. Wait a minute, there was contact with somebody, and they're trying to say that Lone Star does not get the bludger that just went off the pitch. And now Lost Boys is going to get control of a loose bludger over there as the ref is trying to get that one back onto the soft boundary to make sure somebody has it available. And there's a scrum up front for the Quaffle as Lone Star continues to pull away in this one versus Lost Boys, despite the fact that they seem to be winning the beater battle up front. Although I will say the beaters seem to be getting caught up in the beater game quite a bit. McLaren with a nice catch, spins away from a potential interceptor, gets his arm free, takes a shot across the pitch and misses that shot. McLaren is going to be beat. Running back to hoops. He's going to sub out right now. Let's see who he's going for. We're going to get gender situation going. Emily's going to step in, and now Mandy's going to go out there. One of the most talented female chasers in the game. Holub is going to come out, and Michael Duquette will come in at the beater position. Coming around the perimeter. Over here. Holpai, the beater for Lost Boys, trying to get Duquette away from him as he's face guarding him as he comes around the perimeter here trying to get a run on a potential potential beater. Jackson goes down. It's a 2-male beater set for Lost Boys, and they just scored their first goal in the last 4 minutes. 100-50 in favor of Lone Star. Craig Garrison going out there for the catch and the win. The long, lanky Snitch is in front of the crowd. So we're less than a minute away from the Seekers being released. Duquette is going to take a beat. Michael Duquette is going to take a beat, run back to the hoops, tap those up, and now Wright has got, that's Grigori who's got it over the perimeter, cutting middle, looking for the hoop, and he finds it. It's 110-50 in favor of Lone Star. Duquette ready to tap up the Lost Boys Seeker. He does that successfully, and one of their chases along the way. Now trying to pave a way for the offense to work with. Allison going to rotate over towards the Seeker play to give his beaters a chance to affect that. Craig Garrison going to get some alone time with the Snitch, and he's got it. Oh, looks like he had it there for a second and knocked it off. Yeah, he knocked it off, did not possess it, and they're going to adjust the Snitch ball there for a second. And Lost Boys trying to play some defense with a female Seeker out there. That does count for gender rules, so they're allowed to have one extra male Seeker out there, and guess who it is? Sorrell, who went out with that knee injury before, and now we got a whistle blown. And USQ official Canto not wearing his trademarked white pants. It's going to call something. Looks like it's going to be a bludger turnover. By the way, this game, 110-50, Lone Star leading. They're going to throw some water over to Duquette. By the way, Lone Star Quidditch Club, 3-time champions of the Southwest region. Actually hold a winning record versus Calvary, one of the few teams to do that. They faced off 5 times this season. Lone Star is currently 3-2 against them, so if it comes down to it, it could be interesting. As Lone Star versus Calvary would essentially be UT versus UT for the final, and that would be borderline perfect for a tournament held in Round Rock, Texas. I feel like a lot of USQ officials would be pretty happy about that. And Michael Duquette looks like he's about to get in a rundown for a bludger that's behind him. And Lost Boys, Jackson is trying to fight for one up front, and his team is coming up the pitch for a potential score. Becca DuPont's over here on the left-hand side as Lost Boys' beater is essentially running away from Jackson and Duquette. Now Jackson is going to come up with one. Duquette's going to come up with a beat. Oh, he nicked number 99 for Lost Boys to get him off of Wright there, and Wright is actually going to get mauled in front of the hoops, and Lost Boys might be out and running here in a second. No, they will not. There's a whistle blown, as penalties have been a big part of this game so far. Luke Lignellis. Oh, they're going to call Allison for contact to the neck, and he will be sent to the box, and a new keeper will be needed on the pitch already for Lost Boys. Luke Lignellis is ready to roll here. He's going to come off the pitch after. Lone Star looks like you're going to get a free run at this hoop right here. It looks like it's going to be a reset. An easy goal. Lost Boys had no choice but to accept that one. 120 to 50. That's when those penalties can come in handy, especially when they're close to the hoop. They can burn you, especially when you're in a situation where you can't get any free points. And Craig Garrison is down. He has hurt his back. He's grabbing it right now, and they're going to have to stop play for him in a second. Craig Garrison of Lone Star Quidditch Club is down. He landed hard after the snitch runner threw him. He went flying. A pretty routine play for a guy who's been seeking his entire Quidditch career. Craig Garrison will be the third player to go down in this game with an injury. He's rolled over. He's going to hop up and looks like he's going to walk off the field, and his back is what he grabbed almost immediately. Looks like he landed right on his hip, rolled over, and grabbed that a bunch of times. Hopefully he's going to be all right. And ladies and gentlemen, this game might be over pretty soon here in a second as TJ Goley, potential Team USA seeker, has now entered the field of play. Graduate of Sam Houston State University, who sadly, his alma mater was eliminated by Texas State just down the way. Here in San Marcos, Texas. As a matter of fact, they're so close to this tournament that the stay-and-play format does not apply for them. Anybody who lives beyond 100 miles in any direction has to apply to live in hotels for USQ national tournaments. And it looks like Lost Boys is trying to come up with a tackle, and this might be, no, it's not going to be called back contact. They're going to flatten out number 99 for Lost Boys after he squeaked that pass out over to Sorrell, and Sorrell is down again for a second. He's going to pop up, and he looks livid. And second penalty in less than 30 seconds. Score currently sits at 120 to 50. Grigori is going to be sent to the box out of this game. That is the sixth Lone Star player to be sent to the penalty box. He's going to have to sub out at keeper as well, as per the rules of Quidditch, you always have to have a keeper on the field. The light continues to set here. The sun sets as Lost Boys gets another goal here. That is 120 to 60 in favor of Lost Boys, down by 6. And now they got TJ Goley with some alone time with the Snitch there. And the Snitch very aware of the skills of TJ Goley as he's able, his unique ability is once he's down on the ground and on the pitch, he's able to hop forward. He's able to use that foot, that lead foot that he falls on top of to explode even further. So he kind of double jumps once you get him down on the ground. That's always difficult for a lot of Snitches to counter. And a shot no good. Sorrell's going to get a free run at the goal. Stevie Bell coming up to make a tackle. He cuts back inside. Sorrell takes that shot after contact from both. Cody Marshall, sorry, that's from Wright and from Stevie Bell. Still finishes strong there. Lost Boys with back-to-back goals after having their offense stall out before Snitch on pitch started. TJ Goley needs a grab. Comes around the edge there. Clears his arms out. This for a chance to advance on to the national championship. And a nice score. Mandy, a great athlete. This for a chance to advance to the, it is Currently 120-70 in favor of Lone Star Quidditch Club. Looking for a snitch grab for the win. Texas State watching in the background over here as they have a pretty good chance of making it to the national championship game, as Lost Boys is going to lose possession there for a second. Come back up top, waiting for the beater battle to finish itself out, and guess what? Possession goes to Lone Star. It forces a bad pass behind the hoops and a rundown, and it looks like it's going to be an opportunity for Lost Boys to score, and they're actually going to block it with the bludger up front, and now Luke Lignellis going to elect to hold up for a second as he waits for his teammates to show up. There's one beater back there as well, so as soon as he makes contact with another chaser, that beater's probably going to pop up and relieve him of his broom. This is the Final Four, ladies and gentlemen. Texas State warming up behind the 10 over here, and another score for Lone Star Quidditch Club. It's 130-70 as they continue to try and pull away from Lost Boys, as they try to also work out this situation with the snitch. TJ Goldie maybe killing a little bit of time until the snitch gets into one of his handicaps, preferably the second handicap. Which we've seen happen the last 3 games. Both snitches that we've had up here, that was Anthony, and the current snitch that we have now actually ended up down to one hand. And it looks like a tackle coming from Luke up here. He's forcing the Lost Boy chaser all the way back into his backfield over there. He's going to be forced back, and they're going to say Luke either came off his broom or made contact that it warranted him going back to hoops. Allison's back into the game, and he's trying to get a goal to go. Now a run from Grigori. He's going to drop that quaffle at the last second. Lost Boys is going to turn that one over as well. They're going to drive up the pitch here. This action going on at the reset area. Really testing that midline rule between the two teams here, making sure the refs are on their toes. Cody Marshall forces a pass, and now Ramirez is on the drive off the right-hand side. Looks like he's about to be met by multiple Lone Star chasers, as one is hanging out by the hoops. Grigori is going to rotate with her. She's going to pop off the hoops, and that's Mandy over there driving in up top. Hit on the back. Oh, a missed beat, and it's now going to give Ramirez a shot at this one. Allison catches it up top, takes contact, and Grigori pulls him down with a semi-reverse tackle, but it doesn't stop Allison from turning around, finding his teammate. Great focus and great vision to finish that on the left small hoop to make the score 130-80. 130-80. Lost Boys down versus Lone Star. Trying to get this game back in the snitch range, which means they'll get either the 100, well, at the very least 100, which could force overtime, and then 110 to get the win if they can get that on the board. And Grigori gets another goal, so they'll need another one themselves. Behind the hoops, he gets tackled by a couple of Lone Star Lost Boys players. The quaffle is loose, and it's going to be recovered, looks like, by Cody Marshall. He's ready to run. He hops up. He's looking middle. Rotates around the left-hand side, waiting for the rest of his teammates. He's got one behind the hoops and a contact made by Allison. Nice tackle by him. Can he finish and get the ball? Stripped away, though, he does. He pops it free and comes up with the catch. Lost Boys with a defensive stop. Down 140-80. Allison looks a little tired for the first time in this matchup. Sorrell going to come into the game for Lost Boys. They're going to say, apparently it's 140-70. 150-70 right now, our current score, according to the official scores table up there. Sorry about that. Make that 150-80 now. As this is a Final Four matchup, winner goes to the national championship game. No big deal, no pressure. Here at Round Rock, Texas, if you can't see it on the camera, there are a lot of people in attendance here, especially as more and more teams get eliminated. All the crowds that were previously on the tertiary pitches, the peripheral pitches, all over the place, as many as 12 pitches running at one point here at U.S. Quidditch Cup 11 at the Round Rock Athletics Complex. It'll all come down to one, I have imagined. As there are two bludgers down. The goal is no good, so the score remains 150-70. They're going to call that goal no good. Officiated crew making sure they take their time and get the score correct. Got to like that sometimes, although it does make the game slow down quite a bit. On the attack, behind the hoops, Cody Marshall caught in some space. Allison can't make the tackle, but guess what? Cody Marshall can make that goal. It'll free up Holmes, the chaser who was in the box there. 160-70. Lone Star pulling away in this one, trying to get a pull on the Snitch if they can. TJ Goalie going to be beat by Lost Boys Beater. Sorrell over here on the right-hand side. Allison passes it over to the left to Ramirez. He looking for an opening. Can he find one? Rotating around the perimeter over here. He's trying to get to the side of the hoops, which makes both sides, the front and the back, easily accessible by one pass. And it's difficult to defend because of the angle, and that's poked away. Cody Marshall may have a run here. There's a beater up front. McLaren on the way. Looks across pitch, and it's actually picked off by the Lost Boys. McLaren was looking for somebody. He actually looked at one of his beaters, thought it was a chaser, threw it to him, and Lost Boys is going to get a score. That's 160-80. 160-80. Lost Boys trying to close the gap. Michael Duquette going to sub back into the game. Cody Marshall going to receive that pass up top, although McLaren is going to be the keeper up top, number 7 for Lone Star. A screen being set. They called it out in enough time. Lost Boys with some great communication up there to make sure. Is that going to be a reset? It is not. No motion, no call from the officials up top. Michael Duquette trying to get to one of the beaters over there, and he actually lost his ball for a second. Lost Boys beater tries to dive at that one, misses it because Duquette moved it at the last second. Good field awareness. Something that he prides himself on, and his ability to catch bludgers when you try and throw them at him. That's another thing that Michael Duquette has made his calling card, even from his time at UT. Cody Marshall back up top. Cody, one of the instrumental parts of the success, and Marshall able to see a bludger coming in from behind him, almost like he had eyes in the back of his head. McLaren on the drive, a nice shot, and Allison with a beautiful block, but guess what? It falls right into the clutches, and I think that was Emily coming in, and now the beaters are going to come in and clean this one up. Duquette is beat, so now it looks like Lost Boys beaters are going to go out here and clean this one up and get another defensive stop. Lost Boys is out on a run. The quaffle squeaked out, and nobody's up there to defend. McLaren turns around just in enough time to watch the Lost Boys score. 160-90. 160-90. Lone Star still leading. Closing in on the gap. Back-to-back buckets for Lost Boys. A 20-point swing. Good defensive hustle by them, especially once they saw that quaffle hit the ground. They hit whoever touched it right after. That Lone Star chaser up top. A good screen by McLaren. Did not force a mismatch in terms of a switch defensively from Lost Boys. Now beater pressure coming up top. McLaren going to retreat backwards, catch that one hand, hits off his chest, and McLaren trying to find an opening. A beater is down. Duquette working it. Oh, a nice stiff arm from Tyler McLaren, and oh, a bad shot right afterwards. Got a good stiff arm on that Lost Boys chaser. Opened up all the angles that he could possibly take to score and could not come up with anything. A new beater into the game for the Lost Boys, and she is going to have possession of the sole bludger for the Lost Boys here. Jackson on his way up top. He's subbed back into this game, and a relay between two beaters, and it looks like a score for the Lost Boys, and there's some confusion with the bludger play over there. It helps Lost Boys get to the hoops. It seems like they have been able to create more of those opportunities as this game has gone on. Been able to create more of those bludgers down situations than they were in the first half of this game, and that is really what's helped them work their way back into it. By the way, Lost Boys scored 3 consecutive goals. Lone Star just broke that streak, make it 170-100. Getting the offense back on track. Nobody in the boxes. That was a big part of the first half of this game. A lot of penalties being administered by the officials, mostly to Lone Star for tackles they perceive to be back tackles. They called those, and then some beater fouls as well. Back up top, no screen set, but going to be a tap beat by Wright. I'm sorry, on Wright. with the ball behind with the quaffle behind the hoops over there. A bludger thrown and blocked. Lost Boys is going to miss off the middle hoop. They're going to recover, get another opportunity, and get driven backwards. That's a great tackle up front. And another one that's going to lock up number 99. He's going to be beat, and he threw the quaffle back. That's going to be an instant turnover. As a matter of fact, it might be a yellow card for how egregious it was. We'll see here in a second. It is not. It's going to be a call back to hoops there as he was already beat. They're going to give the ball right to Lone Star for a defensive stop. Beater's not really too concerned with the secret play out there as they're ready for this one to go to the long call. You're seeing the depth of the Lone Star Quidditch Club out here. They got a ton of players getting out here and getting some time, and still not a huge drop-off in terms of scoring. It looks like a recovery of the quaffle from Becca DuPont, and now oh, that's going to be a neck tackle. Sorrell gets taken down with shoulder contact, and he's going to be off his broom, but he's going to slick a pass to one of his teammates, and that is going to be neck contact for sure, and it will send another Lone Star chaser to the box. Hold on a second. Tran is over here as he was fighting for a bludger with Jackson. Maybe a foul over there as well. Both of them kneeling down. Doesn't look like the official's going to call anything. No penalties on that, surprisingly enough. I think we all saw a little net contact on that tackle that took down Sorrell. Luck and with him and him showing some great strength up there, he popped up immediately, found his teammate, and got it to them in transition. Beater exchange up front. Lost Boys wins that one as they've now got two bludgers. Jackson's going to be called beat, and he's going to run back to hoops. Quaffle's going to be off pitch, and Lost Boys gets a stop. Hold on a second. Do we have a snitch pull? TJ Goalie with a snitch pull. The snitch gives him a high five, and this could be a win for Lone Star Quidditch Club, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to call one of the ARs. All the ARs need to come over and have that conversation. Goal refs as well. They're waiting for the conference to be had, making sure you get as many people in on this decision as it is a big one. You see the wave of the hands. Lone Star Quidditch Club, ladies and gentlemen, is headed to the National Championship Final. Their opponent yet to be determined, either Texas Cavalry or the Bosnian Bear Sharks. Lone Star Quidditch Club defeating the West Region's Lost Boys in the Final Four. And now they are one of two teams left in the National Championship. Here in Round Rock, Texas, an Austin-based team, at least one, is headed to the National Championship game. Lone Star Quidditch Club with a win. Final score, 200-100. Lone Star over Lost Boys. Thank you for joining us here on U.S. Quidditch Cup 11. Of course, we'll be bringing you the next game coming up here on pitch one. It looks like it's going to be Texas State, their opponent, walking onto the field here in just a second. As you can tell, when Texas State is in the building, it's when all the music starts to play, whether it be trap music or just some funny jams. Texas State has always got the music pumping. Texas State up next, down the street as well, looking to be one of two teams to advance onto the national championship. They'll be doing that in the college ranks if they can. Thank you for joining us here on U.S. Quidditch Cup 11, and it's about to go down.